Hello, and welcome to another presentation by Capital Diversity and Inclusion Consultants. We at CDIC believe that we can affect change through education. It is our intent to share knowledge on a wide variety of topics as a way to increase interest and inspire others to seek solutions that are inclusive and creative. We address these issues because they affect lives in nearly every race, culture, ethnicity, and gender in every country on Earth. If we continue to ignore any of these issues, we contribute to the systems that allow them to continue. We signal acceptance through silence. Discrimination exists on many levels in our societies. For some, it is race, for others, age, and for still others, it's gender. Today, we discuss gender, roles, and identity. When we talk about gender, we talk about what people are assigned based on their sex at birth. They may be male, born with penis and testicles, female, born with vagina and uterus, asexual, born with no identifying sexual organs, or hermaphrodite, born with both male and female sexual organs. In many cultures around the world, being born female is an automatic determination of your place in society, the property of dominant males, where women have little to no rights. Nations who do not value female contributions tend to be poorer, underdeveloped, unstable, and wrought with violence. In other countries, women have attained national leadership, like Germany's Angela Merkel. Those nations are working toward equity. They value the contributions women have made to society and see the female as a natural leader, the one who provides family stability and directs social growth. But currently, only 8% of all world leaders are female. Of those, only 2% hold office equivalent to president. So far, only 6 countries have elected LGBTQ leaders. Nearly 25 million people live under conditions of forced labor. 71% of those are female. Working women still earn 24% less than men on average. And 1 out of every 3 women worldwide has or will experience sexual or physical violence. Gender is not a reflection of ability, but it is treated as though it were. Women doing the same jobs as men still face more obstacles and hurdles to reach the same goals, and they earn less money while doing so. We are set up to fail so that we will remain docile and homebound. This is a travesty of injustice for all women. Gender roles and expectations differ from culture to culture. Gender roles are the expectations put on us through accepted cultural and social norms. They tell us what men and women ought to be like or ought to do. Gender roles are and have been determined by male-dominated societies to suit the needs of men who rule them. They are designed to raise men up and oppress women. Unfortunately, religion is a primary tool used to support this methodology in over 70% of the world. Sandra Bem, a leading expert in gender roles, says, "Our attitudes and behaviors are based on our gender schema. It's a cognitive network of assumptions about the personalities and moral qualities of men and women." However, gender roles should not be forced on individuals. Everyone should be allowed the opportunity for self-discovery. Gender roles should be as fluid as gender identity, readily changeable and equally shared by all. Gender roles can do more harm than good when they are used as a means of controlling others. Globally, men are seen as active, strong, dominant, and aggressive, while women are seen as passive, weak, neurotic, and have a need for obedience to men and affiliation to family and church. These differences are highest in poor, religious, and conservative regions. By conforming to traditional gender roles, we are denying people the right to discover for themselves what their passions are and who they want to be. Equality and equity need to be fought for, and policy decisions need to be made equally by men and women. We need to elect more women to roles of power in order to increase the equity in the decision-making processes. Diversity does not only mean different races or cultures, it also means more women in leadership positions and gender equality in the home as well as the workplace. We can't talk about gender without including gender identity. Gender identity is someone's personal and intimate sense of their own gender. It's who they are inside. Our personal identity should not be a social or family stigma, yet parents are too often harsh and negative when their child is nonconforming. 67% of LGBTQ youth are treated badly or negatively by their own families. Only 24% of these youth feel safe enough or comfortable enough to be themselves in their own homes. With nearly half of all families making LGBTQ youth feel negative about their identity, and only 25% becoming involved in the LGBTQ community, the vast majority are left with no support, no acceptance or understanding at home or from their neighbors. 71% experience feeling sad or hopeless. They are 3 times more likely to be bullied, and 1 in 5 have attempted suicide or required medical treatment for self-harm. Nearly half, 48%, have seriously considered suicide in the past year, and over a third of LGBTQ youth population does not expect to see their 25th birthday. This is dreadful. We must do better. These are our children we are turning our backs on and often throwing out on the street where they face danger and violence and are often recruited into the sex trade by predators. It is not up to us as individuals to tell anyone else how to identify, how they should feel, who they should love, or how they should present themselves. It is up to us, individually and as a society, to provide a safe space for people to be who they are, to welcome the contributions of all, male, female, transgender, or others, and to allow the people the right to be the person they are. Gender identity should not be a weapon or a political tool. Using it as such places large sections of our population at risk for physical and psychological harm. We must elect representatives that can put bias aside and fairly represent all members of society. For more information on gender or gender identity and other topics, contact our Director of Social Programming, Dawn Gagno, at 916-912-3688 or email at dgagnocdic@gmail.com. Thank you very much.